let's explore today's pattern, Barz, by Alice Hendon, CZT. It's a relatively easy filler tangle that with a touch of shading can add a sense of modern simplicity to the background. Barz is one of Alice's steampunk designs and fits beautifully as a filler on a tile. Welcome to the 2025 Inktober Labyrinth Tangle Journey. I've created a toolkit with the templates, step outs, and beginner resources. Grab it with the link below. And if you want all the details about how this journey works, watch our intro video inside the playlist. I'll leave the link in the description and in the comments. Now let's get those creative juices flowing. As always, I encourage you to use what you have, and let's dive into Barz step by step. It's a fantastic pattern, and I can't wait to see your interpretations. Here we are on the desktop, and as I do every time, I have a step out. And that's one of the things that I have been told is really helping you out there. So please give some comments. Let me know what's working for you. And I really appreciate getting that feedback, because then I can create these videos that are more towards what you're looking for. And this particular YouTube channel for Zentangle method is for beginners. So I try to break it down as simple as possible. Zentangle method is all about getting into the Zen flow, and we're here to help you get to experience the tangling method. All right, so this particular pattern should be a fairly easy. I would consider it a beginner's pattern. It's a filler and texture category. It can make some really interesting backgrounds. I could see it as possibly as a border as well. So I'm gonna try it on a tangle where I'm looking for a filler and texture that is light and kind of a steampunk theme. So here we go. So I have my graphite pencil, and I have my 01, my Micron 01, but you can use whatever. If you have Sharpie fine line, that works. This is this 08. The nib is a little bit bigger, so that works. For a thicker line, I have graphite for shading, and I have a blending tool. So let's get started. Well, as we start with every one of our patterns, I give you a chance to get a screenshot. I'm going to use, as I've been using, 2-inch tile, and the 2-inch tile is a bijou by Zentangle. People are asking, where can I get the tiles? Well, these 2-inch tiles, for sure, you can order them off of Zentangle Inc. And I have to double check on Amazon to see if they're on Amazon, but that's where you can get these. We start with some straight lines. Now, what we're going to do on the 2-inch, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start how we always in Zentangle method start our classic Zentangles, Zentangle tile. We start putting 4 dots in a corner, which I love this idea, because you know what? Now we're starting to give a structure to our drawing. One of the most difficult things that I've heard students say is getting started. So Maria and Rick, when they designed this process, they started with the dots and then a border, and also chose one of their tiles is 2 inches. So you can complete a design in a relatively short period of time and see what you can do. So so what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide this up into 4 equal spaces, and that will be, I'll come into the center, and then I'm going to put one on this side and one on this side. I started with a pencil. I consider this to be, I consider this to be a string, and our strings are drawn in graphite. So now I'm going to go ahead and get my, I'm actually going to use my 08 so that you can see the lines. The 08 is a little bit thicker, but you might be using an 01. I'm using this because I want you to see what I'm doing pretty easily. And so I'm going to pen this in. And while I'm at it, I'm going to go around the border because it definitely seems to be a geometric type of pattern. Now notice I'm turning my tile. I turn my tile and keep my hand in the same place. So we're not doing this. We want to be able to comfortably draw that line. And what happens when we continue to do that day in and day out, it forms muscle memory in the brain and the hand and the eye-hand coordination, and it becomes less effort. And at some point, you may be able to just eyeball it. I'm going to take out that little piece of graphite there. All right. So now we're on to step 2. And step 2 is in these step outs again. The red signifies the new step. So we've already put in the bars, the name, bars. And now we're going to put some more bars on each one. So I'm going to do that with my 01. So I'm going to come about a third of the way down, and then I'm going to put a straight line coming in here and out there. I'm going to turn my tile a little bit. I'm left-handed, so it takes, I do it differently. So then if you're right-handed, look at the strokes I'm doing more than, where my hand is, and try to get a sense of, and then tell your hand to do what you want it to do. Now, I think this is really a beautiful tile, and I love the simplicity of it. So now that's the end of step 2. And if we look at step 3, we're going to add some dots, and then we're going to shade. Let's take a look at this. So I'm going to use my 8 because I want to have these dots stand out. seems that with this 8, I don't know if it's getting, I've been using it a lot lately, but I have to come on the tip of it to get it right. Otherwise, it doesn't give me all the ink I want. Okay, there you have it. Next step is shading and embellishment. All right. So now I'm going to shade. And I'm going to come up in on the inside of these lines. Up and down. What we're going for, that's what we're doing right here. We're giving it a tubular shape by adding a little bit of shading on the inside of the lines. Now, shading can be a layering process. I'm going to do one pass to show you how you start to get some dimension here. I will be offering a shading class or a shading workshop that you can come to via with registration on Eventbrite. So it helps to get connected with the Eventbrite community too. And so I'm going to take the blending stone and I'm just going to give it some circular motion, pulling some of that graphite to the center, but don't bring it down the full center. Otherwise, you won't get the gradation. So what we want to have is like it's going to be darker on the edges, and then it's going to gradually be light down the center. And I'm going to show you a trick that you can do with a white gel pen. No, excuse me, with a chalk pastel white that can come down and accentuate the light area in the center to help give it more rounding. I love shading. I'm in awe about it. I'm not the best on the block with it, but I'm a good learner and I'm continually growing with it and working on it, getting even more and more control over it to have the look that I really want. But that takes practice, folks. It really does. And that's why we call it the Zentangle. It's a method, it's a practice, it's a daily practice. Now I'm going to reach for my white. This is a General's charcoal white is actually what it is. And I'm going to come down the center. Give it a little bit of white. You want to try to keep it out of the gray. I think it's got a little bit, well, you can see. The shading doesn't show up as much as I'd like it to on it has something to do with my camera, I'm sure. The other thing you can do if you want to make this look a little like it's a pillow is you can come around the entire square here with some graphite on the inside again. And give it that little circular motion towards the center, and it starts to round it out so it won't look quite as tubular. And I always try new things. Some work, some don't work. And here on live camera, it's, well, you know, it's live for me. It doesn't always come out the way I had imagined it, but that's the magic of Zentangle. Now, a couple other things that I might do is to spark up those little dots, and you could do it a couple of ways. You could come back in there with black, and I'm using the 8 again. And notice I did this after I put the charcoal down, because if you put the charcoal down and you do this ahead of time, well, guess what? It doesn't show up as well. Here. Anyway. And if I really want it to pop a little bit, I love to come in with, I like my gold. It's kind of a signature thing I do when I do black and white. Now here's another way to give it a little bit of a spark, and that's to come in and hit it with a dot of gold in the center. So that concludes Barz. If you enjoyed today's tangle, grab the Inktober Labyrinth Toolkit. It includes the template, step out, supply list, and beginner-friendly resources to make this journey easy. And if you'd like accountability and support, join our Creators Art Lab community, where we draw together every week during the month of October. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss a daily tangle. Thanks for drawing with me today. I'll see you in the next video.